morning. These are all the things that we've done all summer here. I can show you very quickly on this if you want. This is an overhead view of the building. This stuff that's in green is what's still standing but has been substantially damaged. Everything in this neck of the woods is what's laying on the ground. That's C.J. Barnes' building down there. Where you were yesterday, where we were replacing the fence that kind of got knocked down in the storm, was right here. You just drove in right here, and we're standing right here. So what we've done all summer, in addition to rehabbing this whole area right here for the music studio, and then we rehabbed and re-electrified this neck of the woods for the electronics importer. This section of the building, and then this section right here especially, you know, these used to be interior walls. Well, now they're exterior walls. This always was an exterior wall, but there was a lot of debris and everything hanging off of it, and this was not. So we salvaged this whole section of the roof. For whatever reason, you can almost draw a line from here to right here. The fire was so intense right here, it just destroyed this section of roof. So we spent all summer redoing, you know, a couple hundred feet of roof, getting it ready for, we still have to finish it in the spring, but we've got it all weatherproof. Now, you know, all the leaks are stopped. Our main water feed right here, the water comes in and runs through a tunnel all the way through the building here. We've got that secured to all the elements. We've got it secured to the coal. We've got the water line secure. We've got all brand new electric run down in there, all brand new lights all down in there, so it's locked, cocked, and ready to rock for anything that we have to do in wintertime. It's all secure, taken care of, and the water feeds have been, the ones that come up above ground right here, have been heated and encapsulated from the weather. And then what we did down here, unfortunately, just before the fire, we just livened up this men's room, and we had previously livened up this, what was a women's restroom, and had a nice restroom and water and heat and electric where there hadn't been for years and years and years. Well, the fire came a couple of weeks later and knocked all this out. So we rebuilt this. And now we've got electric, we've got hot water, we've got a mop sink down here, serviceable working toilets. Where the water feeds come up, we have them secured against the weather. And what we've done then in this area is, this is where the fire stopped, where we worked with the firefighters to actually stop it right here at this fire door. These black areas represent what I call safety lanes. So the debris was so close and tight to the sides of the building that if we ever did start to penetrate, when we do start to work in here, there's no way to get anywhere. If you start your way in, how do you get back out? Since we have standing structures all along here, and here, it's not a 360-degree work site. You can only get in from the west, and as you work your way in, you have to come back out this way with the steel. Well, what happens if somebody gets hurt? What, you know, just for expediency, normal work day, emergency, whatever, what we've done is made it so that we have a war room here, which we're in right now, so an operations planning center basically, with you know, full toilet facilities, first aid, safety, heat, light, and planning capabilities. So anybody working in this area can use this facility for any reason. We've secured the sides of the building, not only for the weather, but also for access and for safety, along the entire perimeter of where the debris field terminates and then the actual building starts. Then we did the same thing here. We cleared out access points so that you can penetrate into the debris field. If somebody's working in this area, there's a path where you can begin to get back out. So, this is one of the access points that we cut out. I mean, you couldn't even get past here. That jumble used to be here. We cut all of this out. You know, we redid all of this work up here. It doesn't look like it, but if you clamber up that ladder a little bit, you know, we redid this one whole section of roof. That doorway right there there was a monstrous, you couldn't even see the doorway, it was a monstrous jumble of steel, and it took us 3 days. We cut that out, and now it doesn't look too logical, but there's a nice path that goes right through here. You know, we've got to figure out where the trusses are, the 70-foot spans, and at least you can, if you're working here, you can very quickly get to that access point. The other bathroom I was talking about is over there. The same thing over here. And what we did is, after livening back up this bathroom, now we have hot water, we have serviceable toilets, we have heat and light, and a mop sink, and egress from the entire facility. So if somebody's all the way down into the far east side of the debris field, if just during normal service day, if you have to use the restroom or for whatever reason, you can easily leave your work area and make your way safely and relatively easily into a a rest area for whatever reason, and or completely evacuate the entire area. You know, 5th Street is right up here. So vehicles, big vehicles, can be here. They have complete access through our facility right into the field. Big vehicles can be here and have complete access into the field here. So now, even though we can't work 360 on this because of the walls, we have access to it from both sides, including also from the north side. We can get at it from the south side too, but it's less convenient. One of the big areas of our concern was the, not so much fire, but mostly for the safety of men. Just to review, even though I've kind of talked about it, we cleared a path right here. Once you get past about 45, 50 feet on the east side of the debris field, the insanity kind of disappears, and there's a nice layout out here. I mean, nice is a relative word, but it's easy to navigate, it's easy to see what's what. At first, because there was so much material by where the two buildings were joined, we cut that out, and now there's a nice there's a easily accessed path to and from the east side of the debris field, including complete egress from the entire building. And when the roof burnt up like it did on the other side over there, it was 1,000 times worse right here. And you can see it kind of made like a line. This whole section, you go up this little ladder, I'll show you, the roof material starts to turn into like mush. And there's no way that you can adhere new stuff to it. So we tore it all off, sheeted it, put down the glass, and did all this while we were getting ready for the new tenant coming in, and the new tenant over there, and all this other stuff. So I'm pretty proud of this. We cleared this out about a week and a half ago. It's all safe. And watch, something will fall. But we cut all of the steel out of here, moved it to the side, and we can get a Bobcat or any of our forklifts underneath this without having to take too much of it apart. And here's what it is. As you can see, it's not monster piles of, is there rubble? This is the roof material from where it burnt. But that's all clean. There's no contaminants in any of this stuff. It's laying on top of, melted plastic. But the melted plastic isn't going anywhere. Here was my thing. We've never touched this since the fire. The only thing that we touched was we picked this rake up. This rake was sitting right here. Now, just to show you, the building did not burn. It was the contents of the building that burned. So, here's contents. This is some of his melted plastic. Right beside of that, the fire stopped. All you have is smoke damage in here. The fire was so intense that it melted this stuff, it melted the glass out here, it melted the metal. But the fire was that hot that the only thing it did was bend the tines of this rake and get a little smoke. It didn't even catch that cardboard box on fire.